Thank you, Shishir. My co-panelists, Rajiv, Anurag, Dr. Mishra, Khushbu, Dr. Reni, Dr. Chaturvedi, Dr. Narang, Dr. Singhal, and other esteemed professors. Well, I've been constantly speaking in some of the budget talks over the years, but it's been a constant differentiation in terms of the approach that has been taken place by the Jaipuria Management School, Ghaziabad. And I want to applaud the management for actually having a session of the all panel speakers or arranging for a meeting for the, in fact, I should thank Shishir also for that, for actually asking so that there is no repetition at the end of the day or the session doesn't becomes monotonous. So when we actually spoke up about 2 days back, so I said, well, the half of the topics would be covered or half of the things would be covered. So my job would be practically be covering only those aspects which are left out. And with a beautiful presentation by Shishir regarding the Starship concept, then Rajiv informing the practitioner's view and the way to go forward to the manufacturing. I think practically what things were left with me was just to provide you a mechanism of how businesses would change, why businesses should change, and what are the key elements that the businesses have to look upon at the time of changing or going to this new digital ecosystem, which is a call of the day. It's the disruptive industrial 4.0, as they say it, or you may say a pandemic disruption. So I already shared my presentation with these opening remarks. Can I request, can you please do a slide share? And I think there were some questions which were already raised by the students. Maybe some of them get answered during the course of my deliberations, one or two questions regarding the business and all. So why do you need to reimagine business? I mean, what requires you to reimagine business? At the end of the day, with the sort of work I have done over the last so many years, from being into technology, then shifting back into accountancy, then going into international taxation, and now being a strategy consultant to many of the companies there, I've understood who's the key. The key is always the customer. And what endures or induces any business, whether manufacturing, service, any business to actually do, are the changes in the customer behavior. So if one thing which everybody needs to understand is what are the changes in the customer behavior and what changes in the customer behavior are happening in the present time. So the first is a technological breakthrough. We'll dwell upon it later on. The second is the demographic changes that's happening. The third are the global risks. And fourth, but not the least, quality product in the best possible price is the need of all the customers. Next slide, please. So technological breakthrough, I need not mention too much because it's already been covered as a part of your keynote speaker, even by Saurabh and then Shishir and Rajiv in terms of or Anurag, big data, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and robotics. I would straight away go on to the demographic needs. Demographic needs, it's very important to understand that why these things have started happening. And definitely, we being a developing nation, we are all the time guided by the developed nation. Because of the aging manpower and because of the shortage of workforce in the developed nation, there was a need felt maybe 1 or 2 decades back that the work, the manufacturing all needs to shift into robotics. The global risks is the next slide, please. The global risk, this is what actually, which you see on the screen, is a snapshot what the World Economic Forum has laid down in terms of the global risks which are emerging either by the landscape basis, and it gives you a very clear idea on what global risks were there in the last, say, 5 or 6 years, and what global risks are they assuming. And these are the global risks which are sort of mitigating the cultural changes, with the ESG concept coming into play, with the corona pandemic coming in, a lot of environment friendly things happening. People started to care about the environment and socio-economic activities. So this is just a base which I want to share with you, that why is the business getting basically digitally reimagined in the current world. The next slide, please. Then there's also a global risk on the basis of impact. So if you just see the difference only lies in likelihood. Maybe it's because of extreme weather, but in 2021, the global impact on risk, the first one is an infectious disease and not the climate failure. Whereas in 2020, it was a climate failure. In 2019, it was weapons of mass destruction, maybe. So, the global risks are really changing the manner in which our entire thinking process is changing. And being in the world of finance, which we used to never think of, concepts like behavioral finance, behavioral economics, psychometrics, all the probabilities, which we used to do in our way school old days about 3 decades back, are now actually coming into real impact in terms of data analysis happening. So next slide. Why? Actually, this is a simple why, that why actually, what happened during the corona pandemic. These are some statistics which have been picked up, which says there was a 146% year-on-year growth in April 20 in the online retail orders in terms of North America, which made the business, which gave a speed to the digital businesses, or the businesses which were using technology much ahead than the businesses which were not using technology. More than 25% of consumers use mobile devices for purchases within the last 1 week. This 1 week was between the month of March and between the month of April. Then 22% global growth in global venture capital investment in EdTech companies in the first quarter, Reliance Industries being a very big example of that, and the way they have come to a zero debt when nobody would have thought of. Reliance Industries actually from a 1,50,000 crore debt has come down to a zero debt by getting in those equities. The China online education business, is expected to triple to 99.3 billion in 2023 from 2019, which was at a present level of roughly $33 billion. A 160% expected increase in frequency of digital purchases. 48% of the employees will likely work remotely, at least on a part-time basis. And as per the the job reports, or the skills report, which has again been released by the World Economic Forum, which will be also a part of your panel discussion later on, maybe the concepts of full-time employees is just going away in the next time to come. And 20% expected annual growth in terms of telemedicine through 2020 to 2024. So if we go on to the next slide, what are the key questions in reimagining business? It really talks about the awareness, the knowledge, the desire, the action, and the speed. In terms of awareness, are we staying true to the customer raw needs and focused on delivering what consumers really need? In terms of knowledge, are we leveraging connected devices and data to monetize and create new economic models and cash flows? Does the business have the desire to play a relevant role in the ongoing and future ecosystems? Are we integrating new capabilities and retiring the old ones in terms of digital complexities? And what is the speed at which I would say the magnitude of change would be brought in by the business? These will be the key questions in determining the business forward. So if we go on to the next slide, everybody talks about Netflix, but what did Netflix do actually? Right from in 85, if you go into 1985, where we used to carry our DVDs and I used to have those video cassettes and tapes, they actually caught the nerve of the consumer. And they said that what would a consumer need in future? The company actually had a very, very clear understanding of the consumer mindset, that the consumer in future would only want to see the movies or want to see those entertainment channels which he requires and not which are being generally shown. That is the story which Netflix, and the way they adopted to very changes is very clear, which is coming onto the slide, right? When entertainment was delivered to the home, from personalized film recommendation to on-demand streaming and to content creation. Next, please. So what business dimensions are actually working in redefining the new in refining the new business in the digital era? The new values, the business models, the operating models, the supply chain, the decision-making abilities, the finance and investment, and the talent available. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So on this slide, what would exactly happen from the current state if some business was into what it would be? These are the business dimensions. In terms of value, it was a linear value chain and a shareholder value, which has actually got transformed into a dynamic value map and a stakeholders value. In terms of business models, from a digital channel for products to a data-led services or outcomes, digital ecosystems. As Rajiv mentioned, and Shishir mentioned, the concept of value creation. Even the financial world now talks about it doesn't talk about a balance sheet, it talks about a value sheet in those terms. The operating models, which may be hierarchical, isolated, and on-premise, to way forward, which should be agile, AI-enhanced, and platform-based. The supply chain, which should be globalized, low-cost GITs, to a localized, resilient, efficient, and ethical one because of the pandemics and the manner we saw business disruptions which infectious diseases can have. The decision making from a manual and based on historical records to a predictive, real-time, intelligent decision making. Finance and investment, from new tech capabilities, growth objectives, to actually de-risking cost revenues, finding new revenues, and hitting the ESG targets. And most importantly, the talent, from closing skill gaps to an elastic, rapidly upskilled digital workforce, talent on-demand models. So what would be the key principles to guide the digital transformation for various companies? Be clear on purpose, embed digital in most of the functions, merge innovation and efficiency, integrate value and purpose, advance with agile iterative roadmaps, combine short-term and long-term strategies, build an entrepreneurial culture, upskill executives, make a good investment in technology in the long run, be determined for technology adoptions, and keep on adapting new metrics. So what, in the brief time of about 10 to 15 minutes, which was allotted to me, and after being the last panel speaker, this is what I had to offer and I had to cover. I hope my presentations have been beneficial. And as Jaipuria always stays very close to our hearts, being studied in State Anandram Jaipuria School, Kanpur for roughly 12 years, it's always takes us into a nostalgia position, which we just cannot imagine. And whenever a call comes from Jaipuria for anything, it's always there, in spite of any busy schedules, because that's the way we have groomed up, we have grown up, and whatever we are today is only because of that. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to me and joining me on this particular topic and my deliberations.